Now, from Ohio's largest county, covering the people and events that touch your lives. This is the Ashtabula County Newsnet. ACN is a cooperative effort of the Star Beacon, Kent State University Ashtabula campus, Ashtabula.tv, Orwell Cable TV, and Media Magic Productions.
Hello everyone, I'm Eleanor Hayes. Welcome to Homegrown on ACN. Born here, reared here, or just plain calling Ashtabula County home, they are the people and places that make us unique and special. Come with us as we explore what our neighbors are doing in their corner of the county. First up, get off I-90 at just the right exits, and you're just a few miles from some noted vineyards and their award-winning wineries. We found one company and chef that let us in on their secrets to blending homegrown wine with casual dining. It might look like just another grill at any of the many restaurants you've visited lately, but it's the palate for the food artist, Matthew Kilbane, at the Old Mill Winery in Geneva.
Because, I usually tend to cook with how I enjoy the food, so it's weird to have to cook someone like, oh, I'd like my steak well done. And I'm like, wait a second, well done, you gotta have it medium well. But I enjoy it so much, and I've been doing it so long that it's kind of like second nature now. A lot of it's in your head. If you're used to it, it took me a while. I felt bad because you said about being nervous. When I was first here, I'm not used to this grill. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, that steak's done. Bam, go. But then, I get a steak back. I get all upset and frustrated because, if I was eating and I wanted my steak medium and my server brought it to me rare, hey, could you take this back? This isn't how I like it. And I'm standing right here. And they're like, oh man, you messed my steak up. So to get used to the equipment's different, but once you get the hang of it, it's just like any other restaurant.
Trained as a professional chef, Matthew recently learned how to mix recommending the right wines to go with the food you've ordered and are about to watch him fix.
All the food's got wine in it. Not all the food, but a lot of the food. One thing a chef taught me when I started, he said, you know what, first thing, you work at a winery, don't be afraid to use the wine. So we have some white onions that we use, you can put on a steak or a burger, and we soak it in our grindstone white, cook them out on the grill. Our mushrooms are soaked in grindstone red, which is one of our sweetest red wines. And so you get a nice steak with some sweet wine dosed mushrooms, a little bit of garlic in there. My boss has given me the freedom to be able to add specials, take specials away. I love desserts. I believe that the best way to finish a meal is with a good dessert. So even if you come in and maybe your meal wasn't good or your service wasn't good or it took too long, if I can talk you into like a nice piece of cheesecake, some caramel and chocolate and pecans, I really enjoy that because I think if you leave a restaurant with a nice dessert in your belly, you'll be back.
The Old Mill Winery is owned by the Faith Corporation, which also owns Claire's Grand River Winery in Madison. While some wine is processed at Old Mill, most of the work is done right here at Claire's, where the vineyards and winemaker Lou Gruber are located.
My name is Lou Gruber. I'm the winemaker for Claire's Grand River Winery, and we're just going to give you just little bits of what's going on here. We make 20-some varieties of wine at the Claire's here. We make it for this winery and for Old Mill Winery, and for the Claire's Winery and Bistro in Middleburg Heights. You get an idea. These are all the tanks here. This are used for actually fermentation and for finishing the wine. Just for the process of actually doing the wine itself, once it's fermented, we'll take it from this, and it could go anywhere from 4 months to 1 year once the wine's done. We'll take it from here, we'll put it into our mixing tank, which is over here. We'll mix any of the sugar, added chemicals that we need it to. This bottling machine here should do about 95 cases per hour. And we'll put it from the mixing tank, it'll go into the bottling tank. You go in here, we'll bottle it, cork it, and then we can do 95 cases per hour though. And then from here it goes out to the different wineries, either here, Old Mill, or Claire's Winery and Bistro. We'll get our juice in roughly next week, or grapes in, and we'll start pressing them out or starting to ferment the juice. And normally it takes roughly a week or so to get the initial fermentation done. And then we'll switch over to the secondary fermentation. And that could take anywhere from 5 months to 1 year for different varieties, all depending on which variety you're talking about. It's called a hydrometer. It'll tell you bricks are actual natural sugar right in there. Wherever this line ends, that's exactly how much sugar you got actually right in there right now. So if we make like like the Rouge is like 2.5, we'll know actually how much more sugar to add to it before we bottle it then. So right now we're hitting. This is actually running the money right here. So this is ready to bottle then.
How did this part of Ohio get to be so lucky when it came to producing important grapes that would lead to pleasing wines?
The sweetness. That's one thing. We are so close to Lake Erie that all the grapes in Geneva area and Ashtabula County tend to be sweeter. And most wine drinkers on a percentage basis tend to enjoy a sweeter wine because most people that drink a dark red and aren't used to it, they get that first taste and you make that face. So when you drink the sweetness, all the grapes out here are so sweet. As soon as it touches your mouth, you just, can I have another one? Can I have another one? It goes down very smooth. But yeah, the grapes out here, just being so close to the waterfront, is a tendency to have a lot higher sugar content than most other grapes in the area.
The owners of the wineries, Joanne and Alan Schneider, share their rewards through a foundation.
The Faith Foundation is a foundation started to help people that are in need of possibly money, maybe a house burned down, needy people. The Faith Foundation gives them a one-time lump sum of money to help them out. The profit, half of our profits from all 3 of our wineries do go to help that foundation. And it's good to work for a company like that because you know a lot of people out there need help.
The Faith Corporation also has a winery and bistro in Middleburg Heights, west of Cleveland. When we return, if you thought there were countless varieties of wines, wait until we start picking apples. That's next.
You're watching ACN, sponsored in part by the Ashtabula County Metro Parks, where the possibilities are endless.
Songbirds we enjoy each summer, winter in the rainforests. Orioles, terns, tanagers, and countless others fly to our yards each spring. An amazing gift of nature. Right now, many are losing their homes. With the destruction of the rainforests, migrating flocks have been cut in half. The time to act is now. From the cloud forests of El Triunfo to the lush Amazon, the Arbor Day Foundation's Rainforest Rescue is making a difference. You can help protect the rainforests. Go to arborday.org, see how to support rainforest rescue, and find out which trees to plant where you live, so our songbirds have a home in the summer and the winter too. Over half our planet's rainforests have been destroyed. Go to arborday.org now.
He's your pet, your playmate, and your very best friend. So how do you honor his memory when he's gone away? Remember Me pet monuments are the perfect way to pay tribute to your beloved pets. Made of a sturdy, weatherproof polystyrene, these personalized monuments add a touch of elegance to any home or garden. Lightweight and portable, they're the perfect answer for city or even apartment dwellers. Keep the spirit of your treasured pet alive with a Remember Me personalized monument.
Welcome back. Whether you plan to can them, bake them, or just slice and crunch, the apple harvest is a sure sign it's fall.
Half peck is $3 and a peck is $5.
I'll do that. And I'll eat them too.
We'll do that.
I'm not going to be...
Yeah, Golden Delicious will not come out until about the middle of October.
All right.
It's a busy time of the year for Lynn Frank, her family, and workers at the Coles Springs Orchard in Austinburg Township. Out of 56 acres, 30 of them are rows of apple trees. And it's time to pick the fruit of their labors.
Our harvest season usually runs from the middle of August to November 5th, and in each 2-week period, a different variety of apple becomes ripe. So later apples like Granny Smith would come in the 1st of November. We have earlier summer apples. We have early fall apples. Paula Red is an early fall apple. A lot of the harder apples come later in the season. They're like a winter apple and a better storing apple. So Granny Smith, Ida Red, Melrose, those would be some of the varieties that would come later in the harvest season.
You've been growing apples on this property since 1928, second generation
Yes.
for your family. Why is this area good for growing apples?
Well, the climate in this area is very good for grapes, and it has been good also for apples for us. We get some frost, but some areas aren't as prone to frost in the areas, and just basically the climate. I think sometimes the lake has a lot to do with it to help us with the climate here. Constantly the apple business is changing, and we need to add new varieties, so our orchard is changed. We will get rid of an orchard and start a new orchard in another plot. But apple trees, we've had some here that have been 75 years old, but they are now, they're no longer, and we've gone to other varieties of apples.
You're familiar with the popular Macintosh, and you've heard of the red and yellow delicious apples, the Melrose that's well known in Ohio, as well as the Granny Smith. Right now, we're visiting an Ashtabula County apple orchard that produces 21 varieties, including the tasty Mutsu. Most of the time when you go to the grocery store, I thought you were just selecting a green or a red apple. What are the differences?
Differences in taste, as far as tartness, sweetness, different uses. Some apples, the sweeter apples, are more for just eating out of hand or salads. The tartar apples are basically for baking. But, you know, a lot of people, if they like the tart apples, that's something that they like to eat also.
After the apples are picked, they're trucked to the processing area of the store. They're washed, sorted, and bagged or stored in this massive cooler that keeps them at the right temperature until they're sold or selected for baking pies or making the season's favorite beverage, apple cider.
Well, we do our own apple cider here, and we sell our own pies, which we make here on the property. And then I have a lot of different products that we use for our fruit baskets. We have fruit baskets for all different occasions.
And all sorts of apple paraphernalia, things that are shaped like apples and apple decorations.
Oh, that's my favorite thing. I try to, and customers have provided me with a lot of these things. As they find them, they say, oh, the apple lady could use this. So a lot of these things our customers have brought and shared with us.
The Frank Family Orchard is located near the intersection of Court Cold Springs and Mechanicsville Roads in Austinburg Township. Just ahead on Homegrown, it's time to go for cover. Our covered bridges, that is. We'll be right back.
Imagine a lifetime of discovery that begins in your own backyard. At Kent State University's regional campuses, you'll discover the education and training you need to develop the skills and confidence to succeed. Imagine higher education in your own community to help you reach for a higher standard of success. Kent State University. Call or visit us on the web.
Hey, honey. Hey. So what'd you do in school today?
Nothing.
What'd you do in school today?
Nothing.
So what'd you do in school today?
We talked about how free trade was impacted by NAFTA and the reason this is affecting business in the U.S.
Oh.
When a kid goes through junior achievement, it shows. See how it feels to make a difference. Get involved.
There's more of Homegrown just ahead. Stay with us.
You're watching the Ashtabula County Newsnet.
Wedding.
Video.
Events.
Video.
Corporate.
Video. Video magic.
Video magic.
Video magic.
Ashtabula County. What a wonderful place to live. This message was brought to you by Orwell Cable TV.
A visit through our county wouldn't be complete without a drive over a covered bridge. More than a way to get from here to there, it's also a trip back in time. There are 16 of them in Ashtabula County. Drive to a bridge to walk over the bridge, and you'll get a lesson in architecture, engineering, and trusses. Why did Ashtabula residents build covered bridges as opposed to just regular bridges to get people from one end to the other?
Well, our county engineer will tell you that it is more economical to build a wooden covered bridge than a metal covered bridge. A metal bridge, if you, in the wintertime when the salt comes, the salt will deteriorate and rust a metal bridge, where the salt will only preserve a wooden bridge and make it last longer.
For 2 decades, Betty Morrison and her Covered Bridge Festival office have been the keepers of an important piece of our history. The mission of the festival office is to work year-round to promote and educate residents and tourists about the county treasures, and that includes the Red Bridge on Netcher Road.
You can drive through every single one of our covered bridges, excepting for one, which is Graham Road, which is set off to the side of the road, and you'll never be able to drive through that. And right now, the other two would be Windsor and Mechanicsville because they're under renovation. But once they are done, which will be springtime, we will be doing a rededication party for them and opening them up to traffic. You will be able to drive through 15 of our 16 covered bridges. Motor coaches can go through a good share of them. We have a few that they cannot go through, but I can get the buses there, we can get them turned around. But vehicle traffic, you can go through all of them except for Graham.
What have you been able to determine is the oldest bridge here in the county?
Well, according to construction dates, Mechanicsville and Windsor Mills Bridge both have the same construction date. But for some reason, the historical people have always said Mechanicsville is the oldest of the two bridges. And I don't really know the facts behind that, but that's the way it's been put out. So we always say Mechanicsville is our oldest.
On Saturday and Sunday, October 11th and 12th, the Ashtabula County Fairgrounds will again host the Covered Bridge Festival. For 20 years, you have been doing the Ashtabula County Covered Bridge Festival. What is the significance of covered bridges in Ashtabula County?
Well, number one, Ashtabula County has more covered bridges than any other county in the state of Ohio, which we're very proud of that factor. Our county has made a huge effort in renovating our historic covered bridges and building new. It has become a great tourist attraction for here in our county. It's brought a lot of economic development into the county. Different restaurants have come in, and we've had a lot of business that has come here because of our bridges.
The fairgrounds area is just the starting point for the festival. Entertainment, exhibits, crafts, and a portable covered bridge greet you. And there's no need to eat before you get there.
And plenty of good food. I have to remember the good food. The Rotary from here in Jefferson does homemade bean soup in cast iron kettles out over an open fire, which is probably one of the best sellers at the festival. People come through the gates with their containers to take home bean soup. The Kiwanis does a pancake breakfast early in the morning from 8 to 1.
Once you're ready to head out to the bridges, you can map out your own personal driving tour. Or if you'd rather be escorted, there's a plan for that too.
And then we partner up with Premier Transportation, who does van tours out to the bridges. So if you don't feel brave enough to get in your car and want to drive around and find the bridges, which is easy to do, it's all really marked clear, you can get in their van and they will take you for a tour out to the bridges. It costs $7 to do that.
Out at the sites, look for volunteers wearing these T-shirts, promoting yet another Ashtabula County Bridge that's being restored. And remember, the annual Ashtabula County Covered Bridge Festival is always held the second full weekend in October. There's more of ACN right after this.
You're watching the Ashtabula County Newsnet. You're watching ACN, sponsored in part by the Ashtabula County Metro Parks, where the possibilities are endless.
He's your pet, your playmate, and your very best friend. So how do you honor his memory when he's gone away? Remember Me Pet Monuments are the perfect way to pay tribute to your beloved pets. Made of a sturdy, weatherproof polystyrene, these personalized monuments add a touch of elegance to any home or garden. Lightweight and portable, they're the perfect answer for city or even apartment dwellers. Keep the spirit of your treasured pet alive with a Remember Me personalized monument.
Imagine a lifetime of discovery that begins in your own backyard. At Kent State University's regional campuses, you'll discover the education and training you need to develop the skills and confidence to succeed. Imagine higher education in your own community to help you reach for a higher standard of success. Kent State University. Call or visit us on the web.
We hope you've enjoyed our show as we dropped in on some of our neighbors who are proud to show off their corner of the county. We leave you now with another look of the autumn you can only see if you're in Ashtabula County. For the entire staff here at ACN, thanks for watching this episode of Homegrown. I'm Eleanor Hayes.
He's your pet, your playmate, and your very best friend. So how do you honor his memory when he's gone away? Remember Me pet monuments are the perfect way to pay tribute to your beloved pets. Made of a sturdy, weatherproof polystyrene, these personalized monuments add a touch of elegance to any home or garden. Lightweight and portable, they're the perfect answer for city or even apartment dwellers. Keep the spirit of your treasured pet alive with a Remember Me personalized monument.
Wedding.
Video.
Event.
Video.
Corporate.
Video. Media magic.
Media magic.
Media magic.
You're watching the Ashtabula County Newsnet.